Whoa. What's up? How you doing, man? I guess you are doing good. That's great. You know what? It's another blessed episode, and we are going to do it. So work with me. I hope you enjoyed the previous episode. You really loved the scene, and some of you, I received your comments and also your questions. That was really amazing. I will entreat that we keep it up. Keep on bringing the question. If you don't understand anything, you are free to comment, ask. If possible, you can reach me. Can reach me, and we will talk. Today's episode, we are talking about another stage. This is episode 4. We are talking about another stage in the theme, who am I? And this stage that we are talking about, we call it the transition stage. The transition stage. Under this transition stage, we know who we are. We've gone through all the imagery stage, the several images that we've gone through. We realize who we are, our potential. At this stage, we really know who we are, what we are capable of doing, what we can do. But in as much as we know who we are, there is a strong contention that's going on within us. Now, this is what I'm capable of doing. You have the ideas. The ideas flows to you. You don't have to think, you don't have to dive, you don't have to research deep into things. But the ideas, the creativity, all those things, they just come to you. You just feel it and you do it easily. In as much as you do it easily, in as much as the ideas flows to you, at the same time, there are other elements around us that contend with the creativity, that renovative ideas, that creativities that you are producing. There are other elements that fight you. And these things that contend, the contention exists in between 3 elements. And in this whole episode, that is what we'll be talking about. In this episode, I'm going to divide it into 2. We are going to have the A section and the B section, just for clarity's sake. So walk with me. We have the contention goes between these 3 elements. It goes between 1, your will; 2, the spirit of creativity. Note, the spirit of creativity is not the spirit of God. The spirit of creativity is not the spirit of God. From the onset, we said that we are made of spirits and that of flesh. Our identity has to do with our spirit identity and our physical identity. There lies a spirit in our creativity. There lies a spirit in our potential, which is called the spirit of creativity. We will talk more about it in the B section of this episode. Then we have the last element that's the contention going on between. That is the seed of society. These 3 elements are the key thing that this contention goes on. What do I mean by contention? That means that you have the idea, you have the desire, you feel it within you to do it this way. But at the same time, deep within you, your will is saying, no, we should hold on. Why should we hold on? Because of certain seed of society, because of what society have already deposited within you as you were growing. Some virtues you deem it to be right. So as a result, you are contending. So for just a period of time or for just some minutes, instead of you to, immediately the idea comes into your mind, instead of you to just go ahead and proceed with the execution, you just stood hold for a while, be contending. Should I do it? No. I should do it. No, you shouldn't. Why? No, this thing is not right. This is right. This is not right. So that contention. So as the end of it, sometimes you fail to execute that idea. But beside that idea was one genuine idea that would have really, really, really shoot you high, make you become one of the great people or one of the great personalities in the world. But because of that contention that goes on within you, shut that idea up. So today I will talk about one of the elements that this contention goes on in between. So the one element I want to focus on is what I call the seed of society. The seed of society. A lot of problems that we are having as a nation, as individuals, we grow, as we develop, is the seed society have already deposited within us. So when I talk about the seed of society, what do I mean? When I talk about the seed of society, I'm talking about 3 elements. I'm talking about our beliefs. I'm talking about norms and attitude. And the last one, which I refer as the conscience. the unknown conscience. Let's go through them one after each other. One, the belief. When we talk about belief, the focus is on religion. Different religion, being a Muslim, being a Christian, being a religious, being a traditionalist or a traditional believer. What have you? These three beliefs. We have what we call the blind belief under the religion or under the belief. The blind believer is a person who believes whatever his religious leader says, despite it being wrong or right. He just believes it. He's a blind believer. He have no time to think through what he is saying. Does it sound right? Is it logic or it's not logic? As far as it is a religious leader who is saying, as far as the source is something or someone he believes, that is all. He believes it. He just conforms to it without thinking twice into it. These are blind believers. With a strong believing within you, there will always be a contention when it comes to your productivity in the face of your potential, because your potential is going to bring something which is more logic, and your belief in your people, your belief in your religious leaders and your group leaders, they can even say something which will compromise the creativity of what you are doing. No, don't do it this way. You shouldn't go that way. No, this one, if you do it this way, it's not the right way. Immediately the believer says it, that is all. And that thing, that word, that utterance, that direction or that directive from that religious leader will overshadow the creativity. Hence, that person won't be able to be productive, won't be able to bring that renovative idea. 2, under the same belief and under religion, we have people we call a disciple. The disciple people are people who protect legacy. So he is in a group, he is in a church, he is in a ministry, he is in a particular religious group. The rules, the regulations, things that are set to govern that kind of group, he held it high. He protect it with all his strength. Whether it's being good, whether it's being something which really promotes your potential, which promotes productivity, whether it is something which promotes productivity or not, he still protects it. This is how we should be done. This is how our church we say we should go about things. So as a result, I'm not conforming to any other thing. So when you protect your potential, the spirit of creativity begins to produce something new. It brings you new ideas. It brings you how to go about things. Because you form part of that group, you won't do it. Have you ever wondered? You see, if you could check around, these people, high life singers, musicians, there are some of them who were singing in the church. But when they came out to sing outside, they were very creative. So assuming they were there, and the church belief says that you can't sing, you can't sing this high life song. So as a result, they hail it very high. They are not willing to compromise it, so they submit to it so strongly. We'll be having these nice songs that you'll be hearing. Spare me the crap. Forgive me my words. Spare me those words. When you go to wedding, do you sing gospel throughout? Just tell me the truth. Tell me the truth. Is this gospel song that you sing down as a believer? This gospel song that you sing throughout your entire life? No, that's not right. You see, once in a while you sing those songs because those songs, they lift out our spirits. They are kind of inspiration. They are kind of something that ignites love, that brings something good in us. You get what I'm saying? So the disciple people, they are the people who actually, because of the society, because of the group that they found themselves in, they believe in those things. They protect the legacy of that group. Then we have the last people whom I refer to as the apprenticeship. These apprenticeship are quite different from the other two people. These are the people who study, they learn. They said apprentice can become more than that of a master. There are people, they study more, they read more, and out of their knowledge, out of their ability to seek knowledge, then more they seek knowledge, it's also compromise. It also fights the creativity that their potential, the spirit of creativity within them try to bring up, the renovative ideas that come. So if there's something, there's new thing that he has to do, because he have read, in certain book, because he have studied from that angle, as a result, that thing overshadow the new thing that is coming. All he thinks and all he does is that I have to do it according to a particular standard. So even if it's a presentation that is presenting, he is not willing to bring out his own definition, but to make a greater references from people's definition. Yes, I always say, in my books that I write, yes, I quote people, I cite people. Yes, even though I bring out people quotes, but I prefer, out of 100%, at least I should get like 70% in my book being my own quotes. Yes, why? Because I'm adding up through potential, add up to what already exists. So these are the seed under the belief system that society put into us, which really shadows the creativity that we bring out. Then we have the second thing under the seed of society, which is also known as the norms and the attitude. Norms and the attitude. When we speak of norms and attitude, we are referring to also three things. One, we are referring to things the society deem right. You are part of the society. This is the environment you find yourself in. This is what we see it to be right. Immediately you do otherwise, it is wrong. No matter how good, how sense that thing that you are doing makes, as far as it is opposite of what we deem right, is wrong. So what society deemed to be right. So you feel, okay, this is how we've been doing for the past years. Okay, I feel like we can do it this way and it will work. No, we've never done this thing before. In the society we find ourselves, this is how we go about things, and you have to stick straightly to this. So as a result, you begin to just do it just the way society do it. As a result, you are not able to be renovative. You are not able to be creative. You are not able to be productive in what you do than just producing what already exists. And remember, to add up to the world, you can't do what already exists and presume you are adding up to the world. You can only add up to the world by bringing something new the world have never had an encounter. And that comes from your creativity, and that comes from the spirit of creativity, and that comes from the spirit in within you, that comes from the potential that you are holding. So what does society deem right? What the society deem right, and what you have become used to over time because of the environment that you find yourself. So if you have kids, sometimes you have to send the kids outside the environment that they found themselves, just to widen their imagination, widen their thinking abilities. Yes, the environment have effect on them. Yeah, environment is very powerful. The society we found ourselves in. And the last thing under the norms and attitude is what I referred as the societal or the environmental things. These are mental boundaries society have set in our mind. Sometimes, for you to become successful, the great boundary or the greatest boundary which is limiting you or which is hindering you becoming successful with what you do is certain norms that society have made you believe. Boundaries. You can't do this here. No, men don't do this. No, females don't do this. This is not right. You can't do this. Yes, you can. Why can't I do this? No, because you can't do it. This is something that has been in existence for years. Society. Things that society built, mental boundaries. And these boundaries, when it's being set in your mind, it hinders your productivity in the face of your potential. It hinders it. The renovative idea, your creativity is going to hinder it. All these things have been set in within us, and they fight us. And the last thing under the seed of society, what I refer to as the conscience. Under the conscience, it entails two things. One, it entails your experience. I did it the other time, it didn't work. I did it this way, it didn't work. Do you know the number of times people have to try over and over before they can invent something? Oh, I did it, it didn't work, so I won't do it again. Oh, I tried it, it didn't work. The other time I did it, it didn't work, so I won't do it again. You were missing something. If you could take time to do it again, but this time you pay more attention to the things that you are doing, to the process. Go through the process again. How did I do it? What was missing here? How did I go about it? Now take it all over again. Trust me, you find that you were missing. Actually, you missed something. You missed a piece in the process. So your experience can also hinder your creativity. Your experience can also limit your productivity in the face of your potential. Then 2, you're being a third party to an occurrence. That is your observation. You observe someone trying to do something and the thing didn't go well. Probably the person was trying to do something and in the course of it, he even lose his life, or he end up getting injured or amputated. He amputated one of his body parts. So as a result, I'm not doing that. I ain't doing that. Why? Because of your observation, because of what you saw. So that thing have left a memory in your mind. So anytime the ideal idea drops into your mind to do something, that's experience, that's observation just jump into your mind. No, you can't do that. You shouldn't do that. Have you forgotten what happened to the other man? Have you forgotten the other time when you were doing what really happened? No, you shouldn't. Stop it. You can't do this. And its limit, its shadow, it suppresses it. So, to sum everything up, take a closer look and listen to me. If you forget about everything, remember, for you to be productive in the manifestation or in the exhibition of your potential, you have to break boundaries, and some seed have to be uprooted in your mind before you can be productive. And one of these seed, one of the things that really hinders our productivity in the face of our potential is what society has already sown in us, because we grew in a particular environment, and all these factors have influences over how productive we will be. Don't forget, a determiner never give up. So never and ever give up as your journey in life. Stay blessed and see you in the part B of this episode. Thank you, determiners never give up. Thank you.